is amazing.
I'm almost positive he's gonna explode. But we'll see. Like he looks like he's turning violet. Violet. Hey, left arm, Jordan. Left arm.
Raise it up. Give me a smile.
It says.
There it is. He's good.
Oh, breathe.
Good. Oh, I thought you were checking for a stroke.
That too. Yeah. The topic today is going to be sports. So that's fun. I figure with fantasy football coming back,
this will alienate half of our audience.
It's not about fantasy football. We'll do other things. It's just
okay. Let's just unpack that for a second. Alex says our topic today is about sports.
Yes.
You know, things like fantasy football. It's not about fantasy football. It's the first thing you said.
I hear what you're saying. But what I heard
Are you using my own language against me right now? I told Alex on a call with Jordan earlier this week, I was like, the best advice I ever got as a young man was what I hear you saying language. So if somebody says something that you either angers you or you think might escalate the argument, you say, well, what I hear you saying is this, but what I heard was this. And that type of language has helped me in almost every scenario in life, except for marriage.
That's because you're always wrong.
Facts.
And it is.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, I want to talk about other things. About sort of, there's a category that I thought would be fun to look up, and
my wife is literally just right here. No care in the world about a live podcast. She's just like, hey, I'm going to whisper about a story about our children while you're on a live podcast. I have no care in the world that you're live. I want to know how many people are watching.
One.
I'd rather not say.
Our son,
Oh my God.
it's pretty funny.
Oh, please. I mean, you're the show now. Please tell us what did our son say?
Have a seat. Tell her to sit down and grab the mic.
No, you got to get closer to the mic. You don't have to be on screen. Just they have to be able to hear it, though.
We want to at least see the tip of your nose.
Okay, fine. Tell me and I'll repeat it. This is great.
No, he's not doing a video. He's doing something with his friends. And Kipton said he has friends.
Oh, that's fun. My wife said I was doing a podcast with my friends, and my youngest said he has friends. Just ripped on by your youngest.
That makes her laugh, but your TikTok's nothing.
Oh yeah, that makes her cackle hysterically, but my TikTok's not so much. Oh my God. Wow. Alex, if your wife came up to you and said this phrase, which just happened at this desk, Alex, your son is going to be funnier than you.
He's only 5 and he's pretty funny.
It sounds like she's talking about my son.
Possibly. Oh, there it is.
So basically, one of the categories I'd like to do is called "Is This a Sport?"
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, right. So it's not all fantasy football, but yeah, I thought that would be a fun category to do. Pop that out there, and then other people could throw some out as we go. Maybe even that could be a comment section if people want to throw out, "Is this really a sport?" So that's one thing.
Well, can I start with the first question? Is fantasy football really a sport, Alex?
No, it's a hobby.
Okay.
I mean, what are the requirements for something to be a sport?
It's a great question. We all have to define what sport means to us, huh?
Answer your own question, Jordan.
Well, I mean, to me, it can be anything where there's a winner and a loser.
So the business world could be a sport?
Sure.
Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, tic-tac-toe.
Marriage?
Divorce.
My wife is undefeated in that sport.
Yeah. So for me, it would be anything that takes mental and physical effort in a competitive nature.
Yeah, I think you hit it for me there. There has to be some semblance of competition, and there has to be some semblance of perspiration at some
Yeah,
point.
you have to sweat a little. I believe that's true.
Right. So, I mean, then you could get really granular. So, if you're in a darts competition and it is an intense competition and you are freaking out and beads of sweat are pouring down your brow, is that now a sport? Because you have those two elements. You have perspiration and you have competition.
Gosh, but isn't, I guess,
What else would darts be if it wasn't a sport?
a hobby again?
Yeah, hobby.
Hobby.
Yeah, it's at a bar.
Wait, it's not an Olympic event, but archery is an Olympic event. Is that a sport? And darts
Basically
is not?
darts. Yeah.
Tennis and ping pong are both Olympic events, and they're like one and the same.
Whoa. Are you running over ping pong here? Are you steamrolling ping pong?
And they're like the same thing. It's like miniature tennis.
That's why they call it table tennis.
Table tennis. If it's on ESPN, it's a sport, says Nick. What about ESPN the Ocho, Nick? Because
Can we talk about? Can we
if you
talk
can
about
dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
the volleyball clip that I sent? The dude. There's a volleyball clip out there of this guy who gets hit in the head with the volleyball to return it. And it happens like 6 times. I have no idea. Like, it is. I will send it to you, Jordan. But like,
So, have you never seen this clip before? Alex is
No,
referencing a clip from well over 10 years ago. And I think it was actually showed on ESPN Ocho. And this guy is just getting pegged in the face while laying flat on his back on the ground with like, 6'7" volleyball players spiking it just directly down in his face, 120 miles an hour. And the announcers are just going crazy, like, the man, the myth, the legend. And his teammates like hold him up next to the net. And the guy's ball smacking off his face,
Was he conscious?
praising.
he wasn't moving.
It's completely passed out, Jordan. Yeah, it's a super old clip, but it's very funny.
Well, so then is volleyball a sport if you can do it unconscious?
He was sweating.
Oh, I don't think we actually solved anything on a sport. I disagree. Anna in the comments said anything that involves a ball is a sport. I disagree with that because if we're going to call archery a sport, that doesn't have a ball.
Is pool a sport?
Well, there's balls in pool, but again, it really just comes down to it's the competition element for me.
Yeah. So it could be. So pool could be a sport. Is spike ball a sport?
I feel like that's a sport, and I just called it a sport, that is probably going to take off in the next 5 to 7 years because the youth of America are going to love the fact that you can do it anywhere. It only takes like 2 to 4 people to play a match. And I mean, there's already leagues and championships for spike ball.
Is it next to like a Tough Mudder?
I don't think so. I think it's closer to like X Games than Tough Mudder.
Okay.
Yeah.
What when you guys were in high school, what is a sport that you played that they made you play that you surprisingly loved?
Made us play?
Yeah, like they'd have you play. Was your gym
what kind
class?
of school
Like
did
they'd
you
have
go
you.
to?
They'd have you play things that you didn't normally play.
So like the coaches like cajoled you into playing a sport. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, no, like they'll like in gym class.
Oh,
In gym class, they'd have different. That they'd have you play a lot of different things. Like
so he's just talking about like PE. So you're in PE,
Yeah.
you're playing different activities. What is an activity that they had you play that you really loved?
that maybe like you played for the first time only in PE.
Can I be honest? I didn't have PE because I was in show choir, and that was considered a physical But I was on like sports PEs. Like we had like soccer. We had soccer PE, but like
Like only soccer, so you like signed up for
Yeah.
just a soccer class.
you had to get there at like 6:30. It was your first period, and so like you started working out before like school even started, and then you had first period, and then he was your history teacher, and this prick, if you were late, he'd still mark you up, and it was like, I'm late because you didn't let us out of soccer practice.
I really want to come back to the fact that you were doing show choir in Alabama.
As a PE class.
Yeah. But I would have to agree with Anna in the comments. Square dancing was definitely my answer. So every year in elementary school, they forced us to do square dancing. And I ended up absolutely loving Square Dance Day. Like Western Day was my favorite day of the year in elementary school. So much fun. Bow to your partner. Bow to your corner. Promenade home. Do-si-do. Come on now.
They did square dancing for us too. Like, why? That's such a
5 points if you can produce a cowboy hat right now.
as he reaches over to the left.
There we are.
What is that? Is that a 10 gallon? 5 gallon?
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, it's 15 because it doesn't fit over my my headphones. There we go. Madam,
You look like Arby's.
I do have the meat.
Oh dear.
There we go.
Oh dear.
Let's see.
Do-si-do.
Is trampolining a sport?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
We're like mad. I don't know.
Yeah, like how dare
Yeah.
you?
What about
Yeah.
ultimate frisbee?
Yes.
Uh,
You're not even getting close to.
What if it's on a quad? What if it's just like, because here's the thing, like cheerleading is a sport, right? If there's a competition for it, but like at a football game, what is it then?
It's show choir.
There. Parkour.
Yeah, you're just talking about practice, right? You're talking about
Right.
practice. If you're talking about ultimate frisbee on the quad,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So yeah, it's a sport. If you have to practice to get good at something so that you could win competitions, it's a sport. That's why business is not a sport, because there's no practice to win a set competition.
What about poker?
Golly.
Yeah, I mean, World Series of Poker. I mean, come on.
Golly, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say that's a sport.
You don't have to sweat though.
Oh my goodness! If you ever been trying to bluff at the river, and you got a mirrored sunglass gentleman staring at you at a 12 top across the table, beads of sweat are gonna be pouring down your brows. I should have had my hat on.
You
when I said
should
that.
have. Yeah, we need the glasses too.
You know
Competitive
what-
eating. Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, this is a
That's
good
totally
poker
a
look.
sport.
It is
Oh,
a good
man, have you
poker look.
seen that guy suck down those hot dogs?
You were about to say
Heyo.
wieners.
I
I
was
heard
about
it.
Phrasing.
I would say that, like, pickleball. Did you guys play pickleball?
I feel like that's a fraternity thing that I missed out on.
Is that not just wiffle ball, like baseball with a wiffle ball?
It's like tennis with a wiffle ball and like wooden paddles.
It's called pickleball.
Yeah,
Okay.
pickleball and badminton are probably two that I got introduced to in PE, and I surprisingly loved them.
So that's why you asked the question. You just wanted to talk about pickleball.
I mean, someday I'd like to play pickleball with you.
Oh, thank you, Anna, for clarifying. She said with the hat on, I look like Bernie. And I initially thought Bernie Sanders. That makes no sense. But no, she meant
It's weekend at Bernie's.
weekend at Barney's.
Is tetherball a sport? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the whole
Tetherball is a
show,
sport.
just-
Hopscotch is a sport.
Foursquare.
Foursquare is a sport. Absolutely. They're all sports. Competition, perspiration. Check and check.
Yeah, I would say like, you remember that big ball that they had above every single elementary school gymnasium? Did you guys have like the giant inflatable ball that like it's called Big Bertha for us?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we called it Big Bertha, but I remember a giant ball.
That was my sport that like I liked. It's the big ball sport.
And then what did they have you do? Like just kind of roll it around?
They threw it at you. You dodged it.
Can we dive into this a little bit? So you're saying that your sport was the sport that involved big balls?
Huge balls. Huge.
It was just one ball though.
Just one.
Yeah,
right.
not balls.
There can be only one.
But you would touch the ball with your hands, right?
You would try to avoid touching the ball with your
you'd
face.
avoid touching it. But the ball
Otherwise-
would come after you.
Oh yeah.
So Nick in the comments earlier mentioned that they have teams in college now for spike ball. They also have college teams for video game competitions.
That's a
So
sport.
that's sport, video games.
Sure, it is now.
It is now.
That's what the kids are doing, man.
Jordan has
practice.
deemed it.
Whew, that's a tough one. I mean, it can be, right? Like, but otherwise it's practice. But what if it's a sport game? It's obviously a sport if it's a sports game, right?
Yeah, a lot of them are like fantasy role playing. We're fighting another team
Yeah.
competitions,
Uh-huh.
and these are kids that are getting full ride scholarships in college to play video games for their university.
What would be your video game if you could get paid to play a video game, Marty? What would it be? And Jordan?
Oh wow! So I played World of Warcraft for about 10 years.
10 years? What part of your life was 20 to like 30? When was the World of Warcraft years?
Yeah, about 21 to 31. So, Irene in the comments is about to explode right now. By the way, I can. Just,
So
I
how
just
many
know it.
how many hours did you log?
Oh
full,
God.
full year. A full year is gone for sure.
Probably, to be honest with you, it's sad to say, but probably a full year was spent online. Now, a lot of that I was AFK.
Do you want to start an arena team? I'm just saying.
Just saying. Did you play?
Oh yeah. I lost a year and a half of my life. I was a warlock. I was a gnome warlock, and I loved PvP. I loved Warsong Gulch. Arathi Basin was my thing. I was really good at strategy. Just something about ruining a little kid's day.
So I max leveled 7 characters, but my main was a female elf shadow priest that I actually ended up selling when I quit the game for $1,500.
So I sold mine for $500, but it was like one of those, like the money came back afterwards after I gave away the account. Like,
No.
yeah. So the money transfer didn't go through like a day later, but I ended up getting the account back. But I didn't get the $500.
Yeah.
Welcome to Two Guys and Another Guy. We talk about things that we are completely qualified to talk about. Believe it or not, we're talking about sports, which is why we're talking about warlocks.
Jordan, were you good at Farmville just like Nick?
No, I've never played Farmville.
Any video games, Jordan?
You know what? You want to know? I don't.
Ask the question.
I was not. My parents didn't really let me have a video game system till I was much older, and then like I never did. But like I did. I would get some like Civilization. I really loved playing Civilization.
Civ 3 is a good game.
Yeah. So yeah, I do tournaments. I mean,
So wait, you didn't have like Gen 1 Nintendo or Super NES growing up or anything
my
like
cousin did. So whenever I get slept over at his house, I got
So
to play
you
that.
don't know the magic and the magistry of like Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl?
I do. I mean, just from playing at my cousin's house. But yeah.
That makes me sad. That
It
hurts
is
my heart.
I finally got a Sega Genesis when I was like in 10th grade or something. and boy, yeah, I played that like it was my job. Sonic, NHL 95.
Yeah, I almost failed my senior year of college playing the new Madden football release.
Oh, those were great.
Those were good times.
It is. It's very like nostalgic. Like I don't have time to play video games anymore. But man, I want to now. Like I'm getting like it won't do anything. I still won't be able to. But like that would be fun. Like it's making me remember like New Year's Eve parties where we're like, let's have like a FIFA tournament. You guys just want to drink and play FIFA? And like that was fun for me.
Yeah. Was it though? You look back on it. I just remember waiting like 2 hours for a raid to start in World of Warcraft, or going to GameStop at midnight for the new release of the next edition.
Now,
were those good times?
Would women join you at these things?
Yes,
Would
that big time. Like they're called guilds, and we had probably about half and half men and women in our guild that I played in.
Really?
And back then, Discord didn't exist, so we had something called Ventrilo. That was an audio app, so you could talk to each other. You still couldn't see each other, but you could hear each other. And so it was like this, like the first time you heard someone's voice, like linking up. Arcwiz, that's what you sound like. Like just you have these moments. Where you're like,
and then God forbid if you ever did see their face, you would just.
So then
your mind would be blown because you'd be listening to their audio only, for hours and then days on end, and you have this mental image of what this person looked like, and then you'd see their actual picture, and they would just be ruined for you forever.
Yeah, it's true. You're like, that's not what I thought they looked like, because again, you didn't see each other. You weren't able to communicate that way, but you would be on two different apps while being on an app and then playing.
In between your guys's like World of Warcraft guild parties with all the babes showing up, did you guys ever, when I think about sports has been a big thing in my life, and I'm it's almost like I don't know for sure, but it seems like nowadays it's maybe what my childhood was like is not what childhoods are like now, because we would go to the park and we would play sports. We'd play tennis. We'd play like anything just for hours. We'd do home run derbies, and it was just like all day, every day, running around. No parents. Parents didn't care where we were. We'd just be out playing in the playground, baseball, soccer, basketball, you name it, hockey.
So now, does it frustrate you that that social interaction that you described today has turned into online interaction, and that interaction is still happening, sometimes more in today's digital world than it was happening in the past when we had to do it in person, but the one-on-one connection is completely lost, but the connection and the brotherhood and the community is still there. Just without the physical activity.
It is. I mean, it is sad, it's something, because it's such a special thing in my life, like that, you think that maybe the kids are missing out on something, but maybe they're not. Maybe they have a better way. Because I never see, it's like nowadays sports for kids seems like it's so serious. That's their sports. They do like traveling this and it's all serious. But man, when I was a kid, it was just, hey, you get 8 kids to just go to someone's backyard and you'd play baseball in their backyard for hours.
Well, that's the fault of the high schools, right? Because, whether it be sports or academics, you have to find your track as soon as possible. Otherwise you're going to be left behind.
Right.
To use an old man phrase, back in my day, you could, play 4 different sports on varsity and you'd be able to juggle and handle it all, but that is not feasible today. Like you literally cannot do that in today's high school environment. So now that parents have caught on, that's why they put kids in competition and travel ball so early, so that they can get a leg up on the other kids, so that they can get on the team of the sport that they like and of their choosing. But what ends up happening a lot of times is the sport that they are funneled into at an early age becomes a chore and no longer a joy.
It's a shame, man. Where's the joy? Like, just go make up a game. I mean, did you guys ever make up a game?
Yeah.
I made up this game.
What
Just
game?
us talking.
Us talking.
He did. Well, I'm sorry it makes you feel sad, Jordan. It has been replaced with something different that doesn't make it as good or better, but it is different. The interaction that the kids have today. You're just missing the physical nature and the freeing nature of being able to do whatever you want at any time. Dude, I live in the back of a gated community, the back street of the gated community. We will have 10 cars drive down my road a day. And I still freak out. A pit goes in my stomach every time my kids go into the front yard of my house and I'm not out there with them, thinking somebody's going to drive by and snatch them. Just snatch my kids up. And then they're going to be in some trafficking syndicate. And what a sad thought to have. And I know our parents didn't even have that thought as they sipped their Mr. Pibb and smoked on their cigarettes.
Yeah, Virginia
Slims. There it is.
Slims, menthol.
But yeah, man, pit of the stomach every time. Like I'm mowing my backyard and my sons are playing in the front yard. And I have to like come to the front every 3 minutes.
Sure.
And it's probably completely, it is 100% unwarranted, but it's just sad that thought is always in your head.
It's true though, because like we now let my oldest ride his bike to school. And he's like, oh, this is so awesome. I have this independence. And so he came to me like 2 days ago and he's like, can I ride my bike to the park? I'm like, oh, no, not a little bit. I was like, I can pick you up and put you in a vehicle. I was like, I have to be able to see you. Like, I was like, we let you go to school and back. Like, there's nothing in between. You're not going to go to a park and hang out. That's not going to work for me. You know, like, wait until you hit the teens. Come back to me then. Wait till you're a 2-digit.
So Jordan, is it our fault?
Well, I guess I'm curious. Like, I mean, because sports, it's not like people have to be like jocks. It's not like I'm trying to push that, but there's a lot of good things that kids learn when playing sports. I think, and there's a lot of good life lessons. There's just little things. Are they getting that from the stuff nowadays?
So answer that question, Alex, because you're a baseball coach for kids.
I believe all kids should be enrolled in some sport. My child is not going to play baseball for much longer, but I thought it was important for him to get those sort of ethics and sort of team building skills that sports bring. So like, I think every child should pick soccer or baseball, basketball, hockey, tennis. It doesn't matter. Golf. Just choose something that they somewhat enjoy for themselves to do, and that you can relate to them on that level and make sure you enroll them in it. Because I think that those lessons are invaluable. How to work through a loss and how to, drive through pain and, how to put in the work, honestly, to put the time in.
Yep. Jordan, I lettered in basketball, track, and tennis in high school. So
is this
I have now
lies in a.
No, it's not two truths and a lie. Those are all true. And I've coached my son in basketball. I've coached my son in soccer. I have coached my son in tennis as well. And just like Alex, my son will not play basketball for very much longer. He will not play soccer for very much longer. But luckily, I think he's starting to really enjoy and fall in love with tennis, which is fantastic. It matches my personality really well as well, which is, you're out there all by yourself and you don't have to depend on anybody else. Fantastic. But
That's
it's
a life lesson.
there you go. Right. But as standing out on the sideline as a coach, Alex, I'm sure you can relate. It is frustrating and somewhat soul crushing as well when you can just tell your son or your daughter doesn't have a passion for a game that brought you so much joy when you were growing up.
Mm-hmm. But you accept it and you
Yep.
move on. It doesn't
Yep.
take much.
Yeah, true.
I was so last weekend I wanted to I was like, hey guys, let's what if we as a family went to the baseball park down the road and we played baseball, just whatever, played catch, had a little pitching practice and stuff. And my wife was like, no. She doesn't like balls very much. Like anywho, so she didn't, but she agreed to go golfing. So I took my kids golfing.
Oh,
We had, which I did. I a couple weekends ago I did with just my 3 of my kids and myself, and we shared a golf cart, and it was great. It was the best time of my life.
so you were on a course and not a range.
Right, of course, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna do, and so then my wife said, well, I'll do that, and so we did. We brought the baby, the newborn. We brought all the kids, and we squished ourselves on one golf cart, and we looked like a clown car, man. But it was awesome. I loved it. And 2 of my kids are actually do it. Like, so my youngest, or I guess the newborn and the next oldest just kind of hung out, and my wife just kind of hung out on the golf cart, and then me and the other 2 golfed. But they loved it. And it's so
Jordan, do you have Top Golf where you live?
yeah, we do.
Have you been with the family yet?
Not with the family.
That's a very fun family experience. It really is. Do you have Top Golf, Alex?
I don't know. I just really liked Jordan's answer with not with the family. Like, so emphatic. Like, what that means is like with your friends.
So
I've gone with my
do you know what it is though, Alex? Like
Yeah,
Top Golf?
yeah.
Okay.
It looks fun.
It is. It's basically if you combine darts and golf and then stacked driving ranges 3 stories high
Yeah,
and fed people food and booze the whole time.
I would like to try it at some point. I just don't know where it is.
It started in Texas. So come to Texas.
Let's
No.
go. Should we go to Texas?
No.
You guys want to come to Minnesota?
Yes,
That sounds great. I would do that.
I would do that. I want to meet that baby.
I want to meet that baby.
Come on, man. There's a couch right here. Hey, you guys want to do headlines? I got a few
Sure.
headlines here. Yeah, let's do a little bit of headlines. Microsoft Bing sponsors this event.
Whoa! I thought it was Beard Daddy sponsoring this.
Beard Daddy Bing.
Beard Daddy, Bing Daddy.
Beard Daddy is brought to you by Bing,
Mhm.
which brought to you by headlines.
Got it.
Hailey Bieber shares her exact butt workout. Tell me the rest of that story, guys.
So her phone got stolen, but like it was actually from her publicist trying to, because OnlyFans got taken down. So she had to figure a way to kind of get her butt out there legally. So they leaked her butt workout. And when I say leaked, I say that very liberally.
No, that's incorrect, Alex. What actually happened is Hailey Bieber is doing a co-sponsorship with Resista Balls, those balls that you can sit on and work out on. And her butt workout is actually incorporated into a new music video. There's a lot of bouncing, there's a lot of gyration, there's a lot of jiggling, but there's also a lot of perspiration and competition, which makes it
A
sport.
Ah,
Full circle.
full butt circle.
full butt circle.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I like that. Okay, I'll be on the lookout for that. Here's another one. This is from a publication called Your Tango. Your Tango.
Your tango?
Your Tango.
Not yo tango?
Your Tango.
That didn't help.
I don't. People fall into 4 distinct personality types according to this study. What's that? What are those 4 personality types?
You've got willing to send this back. You've got, I guess I'll take it. You've got, we're too close to the bathroom. And then there's like, we're gonna need a booth. We're gonna need a booth.
Those are good categories.
They're
but
all
absolutely
like
wrong,
restaurant
Alex.
personalities.
I don't make up the list.
No, there's 4 categories. You have mother, which is category 1. Then you have jackass, you have D-bag, and then you have crazy X. Those are the only 4 categories right there.
Can you be more than one category?
Oh, absolutely. You could be a D-bag mother
There you go.
who was also a crazy X for somebody.
Good stuff. Hey, things you didn't know you could make in your microwave.
Oh,
Oh,
aluminum foil swan.
He stole your answer.
stole my answer. I was going to say sparks. And my wife said, I told you so. You stupid D-bag.
Okay, mother. What other things can you make in your microwave? Oh gosh, a kitty pie.
Kitty pie.
Can you elaborate?
No, you just put the cat in the microwave.
God.
It's not a great joke.
It's you can kill a lot of things in a microwave, Alex.
Isn't what is the I forget what's the connection with microwaves and like gremlins?
They explode.
Oh,
That is just a way to kill them. Yeah, there's a gremlin.
good to know.
Spoiler alert: a gremlin gets put in a microwave and explodes. So if you're going to the grocery store,
When are they going to remake that movie?
probably soon. I would definitely say there's time for a reboot. It would be CGI'd though.
Oh, for sure. I want like a crossover where gremlins mate with Ewoks. I feel like that would make something really special.
Interesting.
Why did I picture like ET being involved in there somewhere too? That's what it is. Where's my camera? It's all right.
Oh, my parents wouldn't let me watch ET. They didn't like that.
Did you ever ask why?
They didn't let me watch hardly anything.
It was ET was pretty wholesome.
Yeah, I think they just thought it was weird.
To house an illegal alien.
Yeah, they're not fans of that.
Oh my god.
Hey guys, did you hear this one? Streetlights are making caterpillars. Streetlights. Streetlights. They're
What are
making they're making caterpillars grow up faster, and that's a bad thing.
Well, yeah, because like 70% of the time I've ever taken a caterpillar out of its home and put it in one of those little terrariums, they've always turned into moths. So I'm just assuming That just makes bigger moths.
Oh, that would be creepy.
I don't like that at all.
Uh-uh.
I don't like that at all. No, the real problem is when you make a caterpillar grow faster, it develops everything but the face, so it turns into a butter face, and no one
Nobody likes a butterfly.
likes a butter face.
I mean, they could be all right.
With the lights off.
Yes.
Cool.
Last one. Hey guys, this is important because there's an article out there that says that there are things in your home that you need to get rid of. Yes, it's time, says this article.
Sorry, kids. Time to go.
I will never get rid of this.
Yes.
No, it's not
It is
time
time.
to go.
I have a closet. I have a whole entire closet dedicated to this. That it's time to go.
Have you ever done that thing where you like look at it and if it sparks joy in your life, you keep it, and if it doesn't?
I'm still doing it. I've been doing it for a month. That's how little these things spark joy.
Mm.
I pick it up. No, you don't understand, Jordan. You don't understand.
I'm
So,
trying to.
I learned it from watching you.
Why did Bill Murray say that?
So here's what's gonna happen. Peter Griffin's gonna come in. I have a closet full of stuff that like has nothing to do with me, but like I can't get rid of it because like I don't know if I'm gonna need to wear it for a character.
So is
Right.
this like dramatic hoarding?
Oh gosh, I'm such a prequel. I'm a prequel hoarder. Like I see the piles and I'm like, these got to go before I decide that I love them more than anything else in the world.
So you're early stages of hoarding.
I'm really not, but like I have that pile of clothes that I took out from that live whenever that was, which I feel like was last month.
Yeah, I did the same exact thing, you realize, and that pile of clothes is sitting in my closet still that I have to step over every morning to pick out my outfit. Every morning I step over a pile of clothes that is supposed to be sent to Alex that I cleaned out from my closet. That was maybe 2 months ago. And it's just sitting there.
Why don't we do this, Alex? Because somewhere out there, there's a someone struggling to get into the acting business, and they don't have clothes. They've
So
got
they're a
nothing.
naked actor?
They're probably doing better than me.
Yeah, I bet they're getting booked a lot.
Yeah, yep. And he's naked and clothless.
Are you trying to make me donate my clothes?
Well, I'm just saying, what if today was the day? In fact, the next person to call our hotline, Alex will donate all of his clothes to your wardrobe. Phone lines are open.
We don't have a phone line or a hotline.
I also didn't approve that.
First one to bing us.
To Bing us.
That's a thing, right? You get bing us, and you'll get Alex's clothes.
I don't like this.
No,
No.
you gotta help the man.
Can we go back to talking about Butterface?
1-800 two guys and another guy. Call today.
1-800 two guys and another guy.
I'll sweeten the pot. I'll put a little lip daddy in there.
Oh, that hasn't happened yet.
Oh, there it is. Thank God. I thought we were going to make it through a whole episode without you
This tastes
moisturizing your lips.
really good. It's like fruity.
Yep. The lip gloss brought to you by Beard Daddy. If you don't clean your room, we're not going to the park. Beard
Beard
Daddy.
No, gosh dang it, Alex. You mess this up every time. If you're going to say the tagline, somebody else has to sing the chorus. Do we need to practice this in the future?
Yes. I keep asking, can we practice?
I mean, only if it's a sport.
Hey,
Yeah. That's a good finish right there.
I'll tell you.
So what did we learn today, guys?
Oh boy,
I learned darts could be a sport. I
butt
didn't.
darts.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds dangerous.
No, what I meant was everything but darts can be a sport.
I thought it was one of those like when you were younger stories, how you go out and you create a sport. Remember, you're like create a game. You're like, let's play butt darts. And like, I feel like there's only one winner in this, and it's
No, everyone's a loser in butt darts. Jordan, what did you learn today?
Oh man, you know what? I learned that there are some things in life that you just kind of hoard, and you just the harder you grab them, the less enjoyment you get out of them, and sometimes you got to just let it all go.
All right, I'll piggyback off of the let it go scenario. I learned that we have fears, whether those fears be spending too much time online or your children playing out in the front yard and being snatched away. Sometimes you just have to overcome those fears and let it all go. And that includes interacting with Butterface.
a good message.
Beard daddy.
That I like that. That needs to stay.
Yeah, I'll keep it close by. That'll
Thank
be my
you.
job. You guys do the other part. I'll do this part. I can't mess that up.
Please do. Eventually, he's gonna have like a bike horn. Like, no, it's the chime, Alex. It's the chime.
I have options.
Oh, what does that sound like?
Yeah, remember, he's a hoarder.
Children toys. All right, guys. We'll see you next week on Wednesday again. Say good night.
Good night.
Night.